The process of transferring the pollen equals grain consisting of male gamete from anther equals male part of the flower to the stigma equals female part of the flower is known as pollination. Most plants have either anther or stigma, very few flowers have both. Plants having both anther and stigma can pollinate themselves. This process is called self-pollination, but other plants need pollen to be somehow reached to the stigma from different flowers or different individuals. This is cross-pollination. This is done by pollinators like bees, moths, flies, wasps, beetles, and butterflies, and vertebrate pollinators like bats, non-flying mammals, such as several species of monkey, rodents, lemur, tree squirrels, olingo, and kinkajou, and birds, hummingbirds, sunbirds, honey creepers and some parrot species. How honeybees pollinate. We have seen honeybees sitting on the flower and changing flowers to collect their food. While collecting food, that can be nectar or pollen, honeybees brush themselves and move from flower to flower. The nectar is produced by flowers to attract bees, whereas pollen is produced to ensure the next generation of plants. The flower has mechanisms such that when a honeybee lands on the flower in search of food, it has to brush against the flower's anthers bearing pollen. At this time, the bee hairs get covered with pollen. While flying to the next flower, the bee protects pollen from falling sometimes by mixing it with nectar. When a bee lands on another flower, she leaves enough pollen on that flower while brushing to find her food. This is how pollination is done by bees. Then the seed is produced in the flower's small tube of stigma to the ovary of the flower. Pollen fertilizes egg cells and starts developing the fertile seed to produce flowers, fruits, etc.